Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
This has been handled shamefully. Oh, really? Verizon and AT&T needs to be sued. Okay, let's just go to the next text after that.
I have a message.
You have to be patient, folks, because we have been through a major hurricane, and it takes time.
Kevin Shura, if you're listening, your sister and the Cumbies are okay.
Okay, good. And our Chief Financial Officer for the state of Florida, Jimmy Petronas, joining us live on iHeart Radio in the studio. You have probably been in the air. I know you have been on the road and across the state and up and down the Panhandle. CFO Petronas, what can you say to those that are listening on iHeartRadio that did evacuate from what you've seen? What is our current status right now?
So it's good to see a friendly face.
It really is.
I'm good as long as I don't look at you, because if I look at you...
I don't know if Tess told you, but you really look like death warmed over this morning. It's a real improvement.
On a normal day, I would tell him that, but I didn't have the heart.
I get emotional if I look at you.
I know. I already cried when I saw you. You know, I never thought I saw something so hideous in my life.
It was me, right?
Yeah, it was.
That's what I thought.
But look, all serious, I want to talk to y'all like I'm talking to my mama and daddy over in Pensacola.
Right.
And I told mama's freaking out because daddy's running out of prescriptions. And I said, there's no sense coming back. Just sit tight. You got air conditioning. You got water. I told her, I said, take your prescription bottles you got right now and go to a walk-in clinic and show them this is what my husband's taking. It's not like you're trying to get some type of really, highly sensitive prescription drug. If you got comfort, this is what worries me. There's no hospitals operating. Shane, the hospital my boys were born in is gone. The hospital that was born in is gone. If you've got issues, if you're elderly, if you're diabetic, don't come back. Just sit tight. Right now, if you're Verizon, you got no service. People are panicking. They want to know if their loved one's okay. Sit tight. I just did an interview with a station over in Jacksonville. And a lot of people went to Jacksonville. And I pleaded with them on there, said, for all you Bay Countyans that are in Jacksonville right now, just sit tight. Check with us on Monday. We got one highway open coming into the county. That's Highway 79. And if you don't have proof of why you should be here, you will get turned away. So it's poor Tommy Ford and Bob Micah and Bowen. Those guys, they're going through the worst type of challenge ever right now. And the system's at a little bit of a breaking point. And we don't need extra pressure right now on the system. I'm driving down 23rd Street. I see ambulances from DeSoto County. I see ambulances from Louisiana here. You're not supposed to see ambulances from other states in your county.
I know. But it is so heartwarming and it is so needed. But we paid it forward. We ourselves have paid it forward and filled 18-wheelers and trucks and trailers and sent it off to other regions before.
How many trucks did you send to Tuscaloosa?
It's now this time we're just on the receiving end.
Yeah.
And it's okay for us to receive. But we have to give those that are bringing those life supplies in time to get here, organize, set up, and then we will tell you where the distribution sites are.
Right.
We're not even 48. It's just now 12 noon.
Yeah.
So it hasn't even been 48 hours since landfall. It's just 2 days. So give us a few days and just hang on.
Sure. So here, my office, we coordinate all urban search and rescue. So there are 1,800 pairs of boots on the ground right now in Bay County, and they're searching dwellings. They as of yesterday, they cleared over 1,800 dwellings. Well, they've gone in to make sure there's nobody there that they can save a life. So, and these guys, the first crew that we had here was from Jacksonville. We have these first responders from all over the southeastern United States, a lot of them from Florida. I was driving on 10, and there was a convoy coming in from Marion County. And all these guys, they're leaving their homes, their families, their kids to come here to administer life-saving services. So they've cleared about 90% of the structures, but Mexico Beach is wiped off the map.
What have you heard from Ralph Risch in Gulf County?
So half of I was talking to Michael Hammond and Ralph. They have to go stand up on top of the bridge there to get a cell service signal.
Wow.
To be able to get a call out. Here's the challenge. You've got you lost both television stations. You thank God that Charlie Wooten figured out a way to get y'all up on the air. That people have no way to be communicating right now. And so here, Michael calls me, and when are we coming? When are we coming? The governor's in Gulf County right now. He's in Gulf and Franklin County right now, and surveying, being on the ground, boots on the ground. But DOT had roads cleared. They were working with forestry at nighttime, immediately after the storm, clearing the roads so our urban search and rescue guys can get on the ground to go save lives. I mean, so the efforts. Typically you don't put people in harm's way till the sun's up.
No.
And I tell you, this was such a bad storm. Those son of a guns, they went in the night the storm hit. So I mean, I just plead with people, be patient. We Cheney Brothers, that's who we buy our groceries from at the restaurant. They was waiting there this morning, an entire tractor trailer load full of 8 pallets of water and I think 8 pallets of ice.
Somebody, too, I want you to brag on and touch on is Abrams with Tarpon Dock. Greg Abrams, he was giving away ice. Was it yesterday?
The day before the storm hit, and I think after. I'm not sure.
That's another one down there. Abrams, he'll get down there. He'll give you anything he's got.
And you've got bridge. I drove down by there to check on my house in the Cove area, right there at the Tarpon Dock and the bridge going over the Masalina Bayou into the Cove, and you have boats smashed up against that building, and it's just a devastating scene.
Mexico Beach is gone.
Yes, it's gone. The El Governor, it's gone. Toucans, it's gone. There's so many places where somebody had a home. There's nothing more than a slab left. This storm, when it hit, the eye wall was a Category 5. And this, and I know as look, I until Irma last year, I didn't know what it felt like to be in a storm's recovery process. I'd done some through VIMS in the legislature, but nothing like this job. And so we evacuated. Mom and Daddy evacuated. Everybody, this first time, everybody in my households and my family, my relatives, all evacuated.
My family did not.
And
Jenny and Lily are in Kirkland Manor. We've lost windows, the roof. We've lost trees. The whole backyard front door. I mean, I've never seen a 2-ton air conditioning unit blown away.
Yeah.
But it's nothing when you compare that to a life. Thank God we're alive.
Well, next time I'm going to drag you out myself because there's when a storm comes.
Well, I'm like you. I have to stay here and broadcast.
You got a service you got to provide.
I had my family up here at the station through it all, too.
I have to stay here and broadcast, but just like you and then Pam Bondi, talking to her. Thank you for linking us up and then having the governor call in. I could hear it in his voice. He was nervous. He was nervous for our state, and he's concerned for our state.
I tell you, that guy he's made things happen in this recovery that I've never seen before in my life. Like I said, what's been so powerful is, like I said, I just can't get back. I get this really new cool job title right now, but what I realize is how much we've taken for granted first responders, and those men and women, they spend more time with each other than to do their own families.
Yeah. And
now they're here, doing everything they can to save lives. And I just ask, people, please have patience. And here's the deal. If you go out to the west end of the Bay County, the west end of the beach, there's electricity. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's, it's not going to be long before I'm sure Publix has got trucks rolling in. There's going to be some normalcy on one side of this county as the other side has been scraped off the map.
How long does it take to FEMA to get in and get set up and get going?
So what will happen is probably next week, another job that our agency does is we do if you've got a insurance question, if you've got a claim question, how to proceed, call 1-877 Florida CFO. That's our insurance help hotline. They're going to be all through the weekend.
I have to keep saying that because there are people that can't call anywhere.
Correct.
Anywhere. No, they've got a battery-powered radio, but that's not a telephone.
No.
So-
And with so much of the cell service already just eliminated, like I said, just the fact there's no internet, there's no Verizon.
Are you supposed to take pictures of the devastation? I don't know what to do. Where do
So-
you start? I don't even know. I walk outside and my home's torn all to pieces. What do I do?
I would take pictures, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to need to try to get yourself back on your feet. I warn people though, the good sometimes can outweigh the bad. I mean, but here we're in a set of circumstances where people are vulnerable. They are panicking. They don't know where to turn for help. And there's help knocking on doors, and some of the help is reputable, and some of the help is you should be skeptical.
We've already gotten a message from someone who said that someone came and knocked on his mother's door and said he was from FEMA, and he was charged her $1,000 to remove a tree in her yard.
That's wrong.
And
you hear me?
You know what? There's a special place for people like that, and they will find it in the afterlife. But I'm telling you, do not give anybody cash. If you give people cash, you might as well be flushing it down your drain. So do not give anybody cash. It's not worth it. These folks, I'm convinced, in every single community, there are these unsavory characters that hide in the bushes, and they only come out to prey on people when they're vulnerable. So, and there's legitimate tree trimming service out here. Here's what happens: as the trees in your house, everything, the devastation takes place. Whether you can move it, get it out to the side of your road. Mm-hmm. Okay. What will happen is those will get picked up, and those will get picked up at no cost to you. But it's going to be your responsibility to get it from your yard to the side of the road.
Yeah.
So if you've got somebody, if you got neighbors that can help, if a service comes in that is legitimate, and they can take a check, or they want to process a credit card or something, and you can pay them after the work's done, then do it.
Well, I can't thank you enough for coming in and sharing all the information. Give me that phone number one more time.
That's 1-877 My Florida CFO. Is there anything else you wanted just to tell the people while they're listening? I know it's emotional.
It is a very, very emotional day. This is a very, very emotional time for our city and for the state of Florida and for the Florida Panhandle. Our chief CFO, Jimmy Petronas, was just greeted by a dear friend that will. I'm
gonna make him sing before he leaves.
Shane?
No.
Oh.
A dear friend, and when we see each other and we're at the parking lot of McDonald's and we wave because we're both getting a Big Mac, that's one thing. But when we have to come together in times like this, it's totally another, and it's very emotional. And it's simply because of the love of our state and the love of our county and the love of the Panhandle. Jimmy, if you would, do the introductions, if you would.
Yeah, so I'm looking here. I'm just getting a hug by Commissioner Rader, and it's great to see you.
I'm Billy to you. We're buddies.
Billy Rader walking in beside Jimmy.
But here's what's going to happen. First of the week, President's going to come in.
Yeah.
He's going to be here. The governor's going to be camped out here for the next several weeks.
Yeah.
There's going to be lots of support. There's going to be lots of attention. But right now, this bridge that we're all walking on right now has got a lot of load on it.
It does.
Folks, just take a deep breath. Don't expect too much, because you know what? There's very limited resources to make what your life is normal back to normal. We're going to make it happen. It's going to happen.
And we'll rebuild stronger,
sure,
and better than before. But it can't be done overnight.
No, and but look, I can't tell you enough. You see those linemen out there working. We're going to have 4,000 plus linemen here. They're staged in parking lots all over the county. Florida Power and Light, TECO, Duke. All here to support Gulf Power, in addition to all these contracted crews in here. They're going to be working around the clock. They have to first come out and survey things. They got to understand what's broke. So as they survey it, you're going to see things pop up real quick.
All right.
And anyway, we're blessed.
We are very blessed. Thank you. I'm going to hug you one more time. I appreciate it. And I think Tess gets the first hug. She always gets the first hug.
Yay!
Tess gets Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a day. And give me that number once again, Jimmy, before you leave.
Sure, 1-877 My Florida CFO.
Thank you, buddy. That's our State Fire Marshal and Chief Financial Officer, Jimmy Petronas. Commissioner, it's Eddie.
Hey,
Hello. Hello,
Welcome.
Dr. Shane Tess. God bless all of you.
Welcome.
Panama
Thank you for
City
keeping us-
Commissioner Billy Rader.
Thank you for keeping us informed.
Thank you, my brother.
you gotta keep that microphone right in front of your mouth
Okay,
so we
I'm
can
here,
hear
brother,
you. Yeah.
sister.
All right. Do you?
I just want to say I've been in touch with the city manager this morning.
Good.
As most of us commissioners have.
Yes, sir.
And I want to, you may have already said this, but I want to reiterate this.
Fine. All right.
The city of Panama City, as you know, looks like a war zone.
It does.
It took a bigger hit than Panama City Beach. Let's just say that. It's true. It's true. You know that. I hope you know that.
Yes.
I'm the commissioner of Forest Park area, Ward
Right.
3. Tomorrow morning, we should have 3 pods open at the location of Palm Bay Academy, Rosenwald. Palm Bay Academy is the old Panama Christian School.
Okay.
11th and Balboa.
All right.
Handing out water. Maybe snacks, we're hoping.
Okay.
Rosenwald in the Glenwood area. And Regency Theaters parking lot. And then I've told Sweet Bay at the University Academy will be a pod.
When you say a pod.
A pod. What I mean is they're going to, it's a resource center. We call it a community resource center for
Okay.
residents,
All right.
citizens, whatever. Instruction men to go get water.
That's
to
wonderful.
drink.
Okay.
We're hoping protein bars.
Yeah.
What a blessing to see Oklahoma Power Company here.
Oh, yeah.
And,
What-
and Missouri,
Missouri, yeah.
ambulance services. We've
see
seen
that.
them from almost every state now. Louisiana, Mississippi. They're all coming
Something
in.
about those Okies make you feel good, don't it?
Cowboy, you got that right.
Oh, man.
My mama's a Sooner.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you, thank you. Our city manager may come by here and be on the air with you.
Okay.
By golly, we got the greatest city manager we've had in years. He's a 2-star general.
Yeah. And
He is
great.
I would want to say something, people that are praying people, and I
Yes.
think we all are praying people. I'm alive. You're alive, Shane.
Yes.
Tess is alive.
Our families are
Yeah,
safe.
We can rebuild, Commissioner.
We can rebuild, and we will rebuild.
I know we will.
We will pull together. We've done it before, but never to this extent.
Have you talked to, I haven't had a chance to try to reach out to, and because I haven't had much cell service and I've been on the air working, but Mayor Bridnick, have you talked to the mayor? How's he and
I
his
did
family?
talk to the mayor.
Okay.
Yes, and he's fine.
Okay.
But the Cove took a big hit, and that's where he lives, in the Cove area. A lot of trees down. The problem is, we all have Verizon service, and nobody can make a call or a text. I walk
Right.
in your station here, and it's working.
Well, we have special access because of our engineer,
Yeah.
Charlie Wooten. So
Thank God.
feel free to set up in any of these studios and make any if you need to call the governor. I don't care. And use it as an
Well,
office.
Jimmy knows more than I know, our CFO, state of Florida, with the governor.
Please know that
And
our
he's
studio,
already said that Scott,
he's in Gulf County.
which
Yeah.
I think, I'm going to say Mexico Beach, according to our city manager, is ground zero.
Yeah,
Oh, I think so.
I believe that.
I don't know what to say. I live off of State Avenue. It looks like a war zone. I would have never thought. I would have
know.
never thought. My mother lives on the Grand Lagoon. Hardly any damage.
Isn't that amazing?
Close to Captain Anderson's. Hardly any damage. And they have running water.
Oh, they do have running water?
Yeah, at my mother's house.
But it's still, it should be a boil water notice, too.
Oh, it did? Okay. Well, then I'll tell my mom. She's staying at my house.
14 minutes after the hour now. It is 12:14 with Commissioner Billy Rader, Panama City. I can't thank you enough. I'm glad you're alive.
I think the one thing I want to say, Shane, is you're doing a great job, and Tess, of keeping people relaxed and calm in that type of mode. I know it's crisis, but you know what, folks? We're not going to get anything done by being in a panic.
No, and it's a time. I was talking to Superintendent Husfeld without having any power, and you have babies and you have kids. He said it could be weeks, it could be a month and a half before we get schools back. You know what you can do to your kids? You can read to them by candlelight. You can sing to them. You can work math problems with your
Funny
children.
you said that. Our family last night, we read a book out loud to each other. And we thoroughly enjoyed it.
See there?
We're going to start doing this
We
more
should
often.
do this every night.
Isn't that something? I mean, it.
My entire roof in my master bedroom collapsed on me.
Oh.
My garage is gone, but I'm alive. Now, I want to make one statement. Once the city of Panama City has a company that we have on retainer every year to clean up hurricane debris, and they're on their way.
Good.
Some of them have already arrived. People take pictures of your damage,
All right.
your fences,
Okay.
your gables, your siding, whatever's in the ground, all laying. Put the wood in one pile, in the grass, in the front yard, appliances in a separate pile.
Oh.
Just like Nashville did with the flood. Appliances on one side, wood and debris on the other side. Do not clog the streets up. The companies will come by and pick all that up. People are asking me, what do we do? What's the next step? If you want to clean up your yards, do that, but put it all in the front yard, not on the streets.
Very good. Thank you. I
You may
appreciate
already
it,
have
brother.
known that. You may already have said that.
No.
But people
I
are
didn't.
asking me. We want to keep the streets clean and
That is
passable.
great information. We're going to take a break. I'm going to hug your neck. Come over and see you.
Yes,
I better
sir.
hug Jimmy. Big boy, you on?
Ruth Corley?
You've got Ruth on?
Ooh.
Does she want to go on the air? Yeah. Okay. All right.
No.
All right. Let's.
Am I done, Shane?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate
We're
you.
going to do a hurricane relief show, you and I. We're going to set it up and get Nashville down here to help
It
us.
sounds good to me. That is Commissioner Billy Rader.
Thank
I
you so much,
appreciate you.
Commissioner.
Let me get Ruth Corley here on from the Bay County Sheriff's Office. Ruth, can you hear me? You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Ruth, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're on the air, Ruth. Go ahead. Do you have a statement prepared for us?
Yes, I do. I have a conversation prepared for you.
Go right ahead.
I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to you, Shane, but I understand that there may have been some erroneous information that might have been shared today, and I just want to correct that if that is the case.
Go ahead.
We are asking everyone not to go to Panama City Beach. The conditions in Panama City Beach are not perhaps what may have been, some people may have been led to believe. Right now on Panama City Beach, there is no water. There's no running water. There is no flushing toilets. There is no water to fight fires, should there be a fire. There is no emergency medical services. No ER has been opened on Panama City Beach. There are no resources to keep you safe. It is not safe. If you go on Panama City Beach and you burn what precious fuel you have in your car, thinking that when you get there you're going to enter into a sense of normalcy because everything around you is functioning, I'm sorry, that is not the case. I wish it were so. But water service has not yet been restored to Panama City Beach. We're working very hard on that. We're doing our best to try to get the crews out there and figure out where the leaks are so that we can reestablish water service to Panama City Beach. But unfortunately, right now, at this time, it is not the case.
Thank you so much, Miss Ruth. I appreciate that. And you go ahead, Tess.
I was going to ask people.
She can't hear you.
People are asking us, are we able to get back into Bay County? When will we be able to get back into Bay County? Are the roadblocks still up on the highways?
Well, that's a very good question. And as you know, we've had some challenges because communications have been hampered to non-existent from the Emergency Operations Center for a period of time. They do appear to be coming back, cell phone service and so forth, and this is good. But so we haven't been able to get out all the information all the time that we wanted to. It was very spotty. But I do want to inform you that, yes, people can, if they want to, if they have evacuated and they want to come back into Panama City and onto Bay County, they can do so. However, they need to understand that when they get here,
Did we lose the
I
call?
think we just lost the call here. Ruth, are you still with me? You can see that's what's happened with cell service. She made some great points too. That Panama City Beach is not near what we said that it is. I mean, if you do have running water, I mean, there's still a boil water notice, and there's not enough water to fight a fire if we had a fire. So they'll be running to Panama City Beach and just think it's all just fine and great because it is not. This is iHeart Radio. It's Dr. Shane and Tess on WPAP and iHeart Radio worldwide. A very special thanks to Chief Engineer Charlie Wooden and all of our iHeart Radio Worldwide engineers. We're broadcasting on a frequency of 92.5 WPAP, Sunny 98.5, and 94.5 WFLA. Stay with us, because we're coming back, aren't we?
I think so. We have a second shift of people that are ready to come in and take over, since we can. So you and I can take a little break. So I will not be coming back after this great break. Up next, we will have John Lund, Paco, and DJ Big Boy.
Okay, thank you, Tess. Ruth, are you back with me?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
there
now.
We go.
I did lose you here. We were about to change shifts, but go ahead, pick up where you left off. Go ahead.
I was going to thank her for asking the question about whether or not you can return into the county if you have evacuated. It's a good question. We are encouraging people that have evacuated to please stay where they are if they have the resources to do so. You're going to be much more comfortable. You're going to be a lot safer if you'll stay out of the county where you have running water, where you have food, where you have drinking water, where you have the, everything that you need, and be patient. We're working very hard up here at the EOC. The incident management team is feverishly working, and resources are pouring into Bay County. We're going to restore services as fast as we can. Are you there? Can you hear me?
You're live. Keep going. You're doing great.
Okay, awesome. And so we're doing that. We're doing our best, but right now it's not there. Now, the people who have evacuated, you can drive in. There are no checkpoints along the Bay County lines. You can drive in, but we understand when you come back, you are not going to have food, and you're not going to have water. You're not going to have power. There is no power on Panama City Beach, nor in Panama City, in all of Bay County. So we want people to understand that if they can stay away, stay away. When you get here, you're not going to be able to gas up your car. Should you arrive with just a little bit of gas, you're going to be stuck. Now, if you have a driving desire to see your home and your land and your property, there is a way to do it. If you'll go to the Florida, if you are listening as someone who is evacuated and you have internet service, you need to go to the Emergency Management Services website. It's got a link on it, and when you link on it, it will show you drone video that was taken yesterday for all of Bay County, and you can put in your address, and you will be able to see, like a Google Earth picture, all the way down to your property, what it looks like as of yesterday. So that way people can find out if it's damaged, if it's not damaged. But I can assure you, if you come back and your house hasn't even been touched, if you are fortunate enough to be the only one in town, just about, that didn't get their home damaged, you're still not going to have any power. You're not going to have any running water. You're not going to be able to flush your toilets. And it'll be a while maybe for that happens. But we're working very hard for points of distribution to be established. The food and the water is coming to Bay County. Once it's here, we're going to be announcing, and we're so glad you guys are up and on the air. That's awesome, and we want to be able to get the information out as soon as we can. Cell phones are a little spotty. Internet's a little spotty up here, but we know we can give you guys a call and get that information out. Please, folks, listen to your radios, and that will tell you where to go as soon as we know. But right now, the basic thing I want them to know is not to go out on the beach. Do not go out on the beach and think everything's normal, because it's not.
That is Ruth Corley. Thank you so much. God bless you, Ruth. We think the world of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you for the opportunity.
Our
Bye-bye.
pleasure. Thank you. That is the Bay County Sheriff's Office, PIO. The Public Information Officer, Ruth Corley, with some wonderful information and well needed. And I hope you took that to heart and listened to it here. Our 24-hour wall-to-wall coverage continues from our iHeart stations and studios on iHeart Worldwide. Download the free iHeart Radio app. The station is WPAP on a frequency of 92.5. We're broadcasting on Sunny 98.5 and on 94.5 WFLA. For all of my colleagues who are changing shifts, I will catch you on the next broadcast. Stay with us. Our continuing live coverage rolls on throughout the afternoon. Take care of yourself and each other. We'll be back.
From the Perry and Young Studios, WPAP, WFSY, WDIZ, W242BF, Panama City, WFLF FM Parker, WEBZ, Mexico Beach, your iHeart radio stations. From the Perry and Young Attorneys at Law Traffic Center, your time saver traffic on 92.5 WPAP.
still seeing flooding on State Road 20 just west of Blue Springs Road, which is blocking the eastbound lanes. Continue to avoid this, and many portions of Highway 98 still impassable between Panama City Beach and Apalachicola, so continue to avoid this. Anyway, stay off the roads today until the first responders can get their job done. Other than that, if you're trying to re-enter into the county, you will be turned around. This is at State Road 77, 79, and 231, and be directed to the Bozeman School until it's safe to return to the county. Other than that, you can check on your property by going to the Bay County Emergency Services page and click on the NOAA imaging. With traffic, I'm Bud Gray.
This report is sponsored by Panera Bread. Melted Asiago cheese on a freshly baked 100% clean bagel. Then sliced, toasted, and covered with cream cheese. Sound good? Visit your local Panera Bakery Cafe or order online for rapid pickup. Panera. Food as it should be.
People have to be prepared at all times. Everybody just needs to keep their radio tuned.
Hurricane coverage resumes on 92.5 WPAP, 94.5 WFLA, 96 Rock, Sunny 98.5, and 99.3 The Beat.
Welcome back, everybody. We're broadcasting live on 92.5 WPAP, Sunny 98.5 and 94.5 WFLA. Dr. Shane here, along with all of my colleagues, on behalf of my co-host Tess Connell. Baco from 96.3. Of course, Big Boy from 99.3 The Beat. Big John, our general manager, Daryl Johnson, and our chief engineer, Charlie Wooten. We thank you for staying with us. This is wall-to-wall coverage in the aftermath now, the Florida Panhandle of Hurricane Hurricane Michael. I keep thinking of Charlie is like a hurricane because he's one of the best engineers, and when he blows through, he means business. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of business done across the Florida Panhandle. And our iHeart Studios, our CFO and State Fire Marshal, Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Petronis is doing his work here. We have members of the Panama City PD that is doing work inside our iHeart Studios as well. A man that is a gem and a gentleman to not only me personally, but for many, many people. Earlier, we heard from Senator George Gaynor that was here and addressed the public as well. But he is responsible for bringing me as a prodigal son back to the foot of the cross where I needed to be in my personal life. But he's also a dear friend of Bay County, and he is the beacon of light for so many, for First Baptist Church downtown. My friend and pastor, Dr. Craig Connor, is here. Pastor, thank you for coming to the iHeart Studios. Can I ask you first what you know about downtown Panama City and about our church, First Baptist, downtown Panama City? What's it like, Pastor? You've been there.
Well, this morning was the first opportunity I had to actually look at our facilities and also visit the downtown area. Could not get out of my home in the neighborhood where we live, so finally we were able to get rid of some debris, and first thing that I did this morning, my wife and I were to go to the downtown area. And pretty much like every other place in Bay County, kind of looks like a war zone. Our church facilities took a huge hit as far as roofing is concerned. A lot of water damage on the inside of all of our buildings. Air conditioner, chillers blown off the roofs that are out in the middle of Harrison Avenue. So, you know, as far as being able to come together corporately for a worship service, I'm just not sure when that's going to be possible. There's no way that we can get into the facilities right now. But what I am committing myself to do is that this Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be on our campus. If anyone would like to drive in and just join me for a time of prayer and fellowship, you're certainly welcome to come. I understand that a lot of people can't get out of their neighborhoods still, but I want to provide that opportunity, because in times like these, when we can come together and love each other and pray for each other and share our stories, I think that there's great strength to be found in that.
And healing.
Absolutely. And you don't have to be a member of First Baptist Church, you know, to come. Anyone is welcome. because in times like these, you know, we have the Lord, number one, then we have one another, number two. And it's my prayer that this event, what some people would call a tragedy, is going to really be a blessing to bring our community together in a way that we've not seen in a long, long time. That would be honoring to God.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had to be cut out of your own home?
Yes, the structural part of my house is fine, but I had so many oak trees and pine trees in my front yard and backyard until all my vehicles were trapped in the carport, on the driveway, and just fortunately there was a guy that was coming through with a cutting crew out of Georgia, as a matter of fact, and he was able, he had one of these bobcats, could move big trees, and so he was able to help me out, and so I appreciate that.
Pastor, we are on the air. When I say we, and I say that because I belong to your church, in our church together, First Baptist downtown. We're on the air in Jacksonville, are we not?
Yes, we are.
We had a lot of people that left Panama City and went to Jacksonville. So they're hearing you right now on iHeart Radio. And how many members do we have at First Baptist? If you had to guess, what are we up to?
5,000.
That's what I thought. So this is a huge congregation that is, and I know people have, and I've received text messages. What about the church? How is the church? How is downtown Panama City? Did water from the bay get up into?
No, the water came from the roof.
Okay.
About 2/3 of the roof on the main facility blew off, and then water obviously just started draining in there. Nothing we could do about it. I walked through the facility this morning. The carpets are just, squishy, and the other building that used to be the old sanctuary,
which we call the fellowship hall.
Yes, the roof is completely gone there, and water's coming in like a river there. So those facilities are in real bad shape. A lot of windows were blown out in that facility. So
what about your family, your sons?
My family is good. And by the way, if my son Brent is listening to this, I've been trying to get in touch with you, have not been able to reach you. I went to your house this morning, Brent, over in Callaway, and saw the devastation to your home, and just want you to know I'm praying for you, buddy. And
as you've been praying for the entire Panhandle. Mrs. Connor is in a room right next to our studio, and she is broadcasting. She is using her phone and text messaging, just like CFO Petronas is. They're getting in touch with state officials. What can you say to those even harder hit than we have been? Mexico Beach, those that are listening via battery-powered radio in Gulf County, those in Washington County, in Jackson County. A word of encouragement, because there's no way they can join us Sunday morning. You're alone with your family. You have food, you have water, but you have no electricity. You have burning candles, and I would hope somewhere in the house you may have a Bible.
These times are so difficult.
Yeah, they are.
I think it's just pie in the sky for someone to say, hey, everything's going to be okay. That's just denying reality. The reality is right now we are hurting, and we're hurting deeply. And I know that people felt just like I did. When I looked at my property and I looked at our church, just devastated and discouraged and depressed over that. And one thing about God is that God never promised that He would keep us away from difficult times in life. But I really hold on to the promise that He will never leave us and He will never forsake us. And even though He doesn't stop the difficulty from coming, He has promised He would be with us through it. Reminds me of 3 Hebrew children named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego who got in a burning fiery furnace. And the Bible says God got in there with them. And we're in a burning fiery furnace right now. Bay County, the surrounding areas, but God's in it with us. And if God be for us, then who can be against us? That's what we hold on to, during times like these.
Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you, and I'll be praying for the family and for our church as well. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Dr. Shane, and thank you, iHeart Radio, for everything you do.
Oh, our facilities are your facilities. Feel free to use all of our amenities, and I'll see you Sunday morning.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That is Dr. Craig Connor. He is the pastor of First Baptist, downtown Panama City, where our doors, despite whether we have a roof or not, are always open for you and your family. Our continuing coverage now, wall-to-wall coverage, rolls on. CFO Petronas is standing by, and we are moments away from what I understand, a phone call with the governor. Is the governor on the line? Does he know it? Okay. Okay. Jimmy, if you want to, we just wrapped up with Dr. Connor from First Baptist downtown. CFO Jimmy Petronas, hard at work, as many of our state officials are. Welcome back, Jimmy. What's the latest? Have you been in touch with the governor?
So his folks just shot me a text. I tell you, you don't appreciate how much good cell services until times like this, but the governor's basically he's got Florida Department of Transportation. They've deployed excavators, heavy loaders, and chainsaw crews that they are leading the way for the Verizon crews to restore cellular service in the Panhandle. So that's where the priority. So basically now we're using our own state DOT in order to get those technicians out in the field to get the service back up and running.
That is good to know. Any idea when Verizon may be later this afternoon, tonight? And these are I guess these are temporary towers they're trying to set up, right?
So I'm sure they're going to try to get to this towers they can to get them operational. I was reading yesterday where the FCC has already, basically been working through a coordinated effort of Verizon bringing these temporary cell phone tower trucks into the market. Mm-hmm. But the big problem has been just getting into the market. So as 79 is cleared, and as they kind of assess where they've got service, which is nowhere right now, getting something out is just brings back some normalcy. And look, I mean, I hate to say this, but for our family and friends that are listening on the iHeart Radio app, before you come back to Bay County, go stop at Walmart or Walgreens and go get yourself a burner phone from AT&T or T-Mobile, because those do work here. Yeah, and at least that gives you a way to communicate once you get back.
I didn't even think about that. What are those? Are they like $19.99 or something?
If that. Yeah, okay. And the good thing about it is once they're up, you can reload them with your credit card, so you don't have to go get it. You don't have to get another card in order to do it. But that'll at least be some way you can get some communication here. But
where is Governor Rick Scott right now? Earlier, I think it was Gulf County.
He was touring Gulf and Franklin counties, and I'm waiting to hear about it. I just tried calling his chief of staff, and look, they're under the same restraints we are. You can use a satellite phone, but to use a satellite phone, you got to be on the ground. You got to be at a right position in order to make that call, and it's kind of hard to do that from equipment flying. So it's real difficult to get them on the phone at this moment. But anyway, we'll stand by, and I'm gonna keep on stealing your Wi-Fi.
Let me ask you. Absolutely, you use it as long as you need to. And I said the same thing to Pastor Connor just a few minutes ago. He's trying to get in touch with and people checking. He cares about the church and the congregation and just wants to know that everybody is okay. Our church heavily hit First Baptist downtown very, very hard, and the pastor actually had to be cut out of his house, his personal residence. But thank God he and his family is okay. Can you tell me about the president? You said the president is scheduled to tour the Panhandle in the coming days, you think?
I think the original thought was probably first of the week. I wouldn't be surprised. Here's the comment he made the other day when he was on the air and the storm was hitting. He had Brock Long, and they were going through the whole survey on the air of what's taking place. And he's a realist. There's no sense him coming down here and sucking a lot of resources out that could be saving lives and getting people back to normalcy. He will come back where it's a sweet spot where he can come back and move the needle and see the destruction. Here's the good thing about it. So this emergency declaration has been issued by FEMA for the coastal counties.
Right.
That emergency declaration typically requires site surveys in order to be issued by FEMA.
I understand.
The magnitude of this storm, they basically just said, you know what, we believe you. We know you got wiped off the map.
Okay.
So that declaration's in place. But like I said, for folks, let me give you a little bit of perspective on something. if you want to find some hope and feel comfort, if you go drive to the west end of the county, there's electricity, there's lights. As soon as you cross Ombre on Back Beach Road, you see street lights turning on. We will recover from this, and there's a normal part of our county that still is existing and surviving. You may be finding temporary housing in a condominium, you may be finding temporary housing in a hotel on the beach that is operational until you get your own household back in order. But we'll be setting up next week, probably at the Super Walmart on Back Beach Road, with FEMA and insurance carriers to help get your claims process started.
I understand. I appreciate that. I just got a text a few moments ago that President Trump had tweeted the same thing that you had said. He was coming the first part of the week. Now, it may just be a flyover. I doubt he would land at Tyndall and try to drive in, but then again, it's President Trump.
He's going to come in and roll his sleeves up, and he'll get in the middle of passing out some cases of water and embracing some people, and he will leave at least as much of an impact as he can to let them know that Northwest Florida is not being forgotten through this.
I appreciate you, my friend, and also Pastor Dr. Craig Connor from First Baptist downtown. Just to reiterate too. We won't have any church services until TFN further notice, but Sunday morning he will be on campus, and anybody is welcome to gather at 10:30, at 11, at 10 a.m. on the campus. That's downtown First Baptist, Panama City. Anybody is welcome, and in times like this, you're more than welcome, but you're needed, because where two or more are gathered, then we are in his presence. And if we ever was there a time to pray, it is now. This is iHeart Radio wall-to-wall coverage here on 92.5, Sunny 98.5, 94.5, and worldwide on the iHeart Radio app. But more after this in just a few moments. Hang on.
From the Perry and Young Studios, WPAP, WFSY, WDIZ, W242BF, Panama City, WFLF FM Parker, WEBZ Mexico Beach, your iHeart radio stations.
This hour of music is powered by the law firm of Alexander Shannara and Associates.
Want to see behind-the-scenes footage of the making of Kane Brown's new album, Experiment? Go to First Look, powered by M&M's. Want a chance to see Kane Brown perform live? At firstlook.iheartradio.com.
The storm has passed. Unfortunately, the effects it's had on the community hasn't. It's left us with everything from downed trees to widespread power outages. Of course, even after careful planning and diligent preparation for this storm, Publix Supermarkets has felt the effects too. Rest assured, our associates are working tirelessly to restore each location as quickly as possible, so you can begin to restore some normalcy. We realize some high-demand products may be temporarily unavailable, and are working hard to get them to you as fast as we can. For more information about your store status, hours, and updates, log on to Publix.com if you can. In the meantime, we are coordinating as needed with local agencies to distribute basic necessities within our community. Publix understands that if we all work together, we can make a greater impact on the community than the storm itself. We thank you for your patience and continued support throughout this unfortunate event.
At Nationwide, we're always there, ready to help you through a catastrophe. Members can start a claim by calling 1-800-421-3535 or visiting nationwide.com. Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
For more information about contests on this station, go to this station's website /rules.
People have to be prepared at all times. Everybody just needs to keep their radio tuned.
Hurricane coverage resumes on 92.5 WPAP, 94.5 WFLA, 96 Rock, Sunny 98.5, and 99.3 The Beat.
And we are back with continuing coverage of the aftermath of Hurricane Michael. Shane stepped out. My name is Paco with 96 Rock, DJ Big Boy with 99.3 The Beat. John Lund joins us as well as the rest of the iHeart staff in this building. We've been busy. It's been a busy couple of days.
We have.
As you all have been busy, and you all have been worried, very worried, and we understand that. We are with you. Tess just sent me a text message. You might want to add this to the list, Big Boy. Mid-South Lumber Company right on 11th Street, is open. So if you need wood to cover holes, windows, etc., I know I went the day before the hurricane, got sandbags. They were great. They were super helpful. We love them over at Mid-South Lumber Company. So they are open on 11th Street, Mid-South Lumber Company. If you need supplies for your house, emergency supplies, they have it. So they are open. Yes.
Do they have roofs available?
They do not have roofs available. We will
make your own kit.
Yeah. A tarp. They have that available. It's going to be a while before we can replace any roofs, shingles, that kind of thing. I know if you are missing a couple of shingles.
By the way,
yeah,
I know I'm lucky that I only need a little bit of roof repair.
Yeah,
I know there's a lot of people hurting out there.
So absolutely.
I don't want to.
No, John. You're on with Paco now. It's all right. Okay, this is. I'm not. I don't offend, but at the same time, it's like laughter is the best medicine. We need to make sure to keep everyone smiling and in good hopes.
We were talking about earlier. It's not about who's damaged and who's not. It's like how much damage did you get? And there's some areas where everything is damaged and everything was completely damaged.
Right. It's people are in a bad way right now.
Yeah.
Now, if you did get minimal damage. First off,
God bless you.
God bless you. Lucky to you. You are awesome. If you got minimal damage,
help your neighbor.
Help your neighbor. Yes. Thank you, John. Now is the time. No, seriously, John's reading my mind. Now is the time to do your part and help out your neighbor if you got minimal damage. The great thing, too, is that supplies are readily available. I know on the beach, Lowe's and Home Depot is open. So they have your supplies as well as some generators. There are a lot of people that just got some new generators, brand new generators. They can't wait to start them up. Huge piece of advice, and we can't stress this enough. Do not, I repeat, do not fire them up indoors. Don't fire them up indoors or in your garage. You will get carbon monoxide poisoning. You will die.
Correct. And that is a silent killer.
It is.
It is.
Absolutely. You will start to feel sleepy. Your whole family will start to feel sleepy, and then you will be a statistic. So please, if you got that brand shiny new generator and you can't wait to test it out and have some electricity, fire it up outdoors. I'm getting reports of a lot of people that are looting. I've seen videos of people looting right now.
Paco.
It is, listen, this is what's happening.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
We have quite a number of iHeartRadio engineers from around the country helping us out, and they were talking about someone looting a couple folks looting a vending machine near here.
Yeah,
and I don't know if it was already busted or they busted it, but they were sitting there like,
They were being picky about
this
it.
One and this one,
Butterfinger,
but not this one. It's like, no, I don't want the animal crackers.
Listen, sometimes you just don't want a Butterfinger. But do not loot. The police are out in full force right now, and they will be looking. And as Shane said earlier, you will get shot. I mean, you will get shot. You will get arrested. You will not be able. Your recovery process. You will be. It'll turn from a recovery process to a rehabilitation process because you will be in jail. So do not loot. Have yourself a hurricane party inside your home and just relax. Wait it out. Have a couple of drinks. We could all use a drink right now.
Yes.
We could all use a drink. Some of you guys could use a cigarette. I mean, it's a stressful time. So relax. And people are getting on each other's nerves who are all cooped up together. Take a deep breath and relax.
Just love each other.
So we're going to have a little programming meeting on the radio here on Sunday 98.5, 92.5 WPAP and 94.5 WFLA because now we're on 3 iHeartRadio radio
streaming
stations.
across all 5 stations on
that is correct.
iHeartRadio app.
On the computer there, to your right, you see the phone number in the dialog box. That is our phone number.
Okay.
That when they call into, you can pod in through the board.
I see it.
And we can take phone calls.
Okay. We're good to now?
Test it. Let's test it.
All right, let's test it out.
Test it. Jake,
Go ahead.
well, Paco, I have
Whatever,
information
either
about people that need their medications refilled. They can bring their prescription bottle to any of the CVS. Some of them are filling prescriptions. So if you need your medication, some of the CVS are filling prescriptions here in the city.
Okay.
So that is
right, thank
definitely something. And also for my military, I know a lot of my military are wondering how they can help Air Force Enlisted Village.
Yep. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. John is testing out. John, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh.
And I am calling you from the hallway.
That is great. He's calling me. We have a number. Fantastic. All right, John. Goodbye. All right. Go ahead, big boy. Finish it up, and then we will give out that number. And then we will take a break. Go ahead.
There we go. All right. Air Force Enlisted Village. Definitely a place to contact if you like to donate to Tyndall Air Force Base brothers and sisters. At the moment, they are taking monetary donations as well as non-perishable items and bottled water. So you can definitely help. The phone number, 850-651-3766. So that is for my military people. And it's actually on my Facebook page as well. So I'm definitely getting ready to share that.
We are thinking about you no matter where you are, whether it be in a rural area or not, the rural or not, we are thinking about you, and help is on the way. Yes, John, did you have something?
No, I was asking if you just covered that CVS.
Yeah, CVS.
Got it. Okay. We are going to take a quick break.
I had a phone call sorry.
No, that's fine. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will give out the phone number, because we do have a phone line open. It will not be the traditional phone number that we have given you across any station that you're listening to, because we have jerry-rigged this to where we can actually take calls from a completely different service. We'll be right back. iHeartRadio's hurricane coverage continues after this.
Prepare for what's about to hit us.
You are listening to 92.5 WPAP's hurricane coverage on this iHeart radio station.
Attention.
It's Friday, October 12th. What's new today on the free iHeart Radio app?
iHeart Radio.
October is here, and we've got your fall-themed playlist, like our Halloween playlist, perfect for decorating the house or just setting the scary mood. Our pumpkin spicy playlist has chill tracks with flavor and spice. Plus, we've got the podcast everyone's talking about, like Wind Down with Jenna Kramer and Stuff You Should Know podcast. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeart Radio.